Because that's the key thing in your assignment.
So,
Critically explore the leadership approach as one of the key actors. So in the introduction, I want to know pretty quickly
which one is the
which
one?
actor you're basing this on. So that needs to go into the introduction. What else needs to go into the introduction?
Their role in the organization and why you chose to talk about them. Or maybe
No, I didn't
or
have.
maybe if you have if you think that the 2 or 3 theories can fit into that character's role, you just tell them that I will analyze him.
Maybe. Again, just be very careful. Don't waste words telling me what I haven't asked. So I don't need a rationale for why you chose this character. So you don't need to explain it. You just say, in this assignment, I'm going to discuss the leadership approach of, and the person's name. That's all. You don't need to provide a justification, or because I haven't asked you to. All I've said is based on one of the key people. Yeah?
I think you have to relate to the literature about leadership.
No, not yet. Too early.
In general way.
No, not yet.
Importance of leadership?
Hey?
The importance of leadership?
No, definitely not. No, because I haven't asked you to do that. If I wanted that, I would have asked.
The aim of
So what's the purpose of an introduction? Let's go back to that. What's the purpose? Pardon? The purpose of an introduction is to let the reader know what's coming. Okay? So you're simply going to be saying, for the purpose of this assignment, I'm going to be analysing the leadership style of whoever. In this assignment, there is evidence of maybe 2 or 3 leadership styles. In the main, I'm going to be discussing transactional leadership or transformational. So you're giving the reader an idea of what is coming. That's what a good introduction is. And it's brief. And it doesn't contain any information that is not going to be explored in the assignment. So you do not talk about general leadership theory, because you haven't been asked to do that. You're just saying how you've approached the assignment, how you've structured your assignment. Okay? That's all that you need to do. Keep it straightforward and brief. Good introductions are straightforward and brief. You're simply telling the reader what they can expect and how you've structured it. I will start off discussing la la la. After that, we will look at in this. Yeah, I know, fantastic. I already have an overview of what this assignment is going to look at, and already I'm pretty well disposed to this person. I'm thinking of a nice high mark. Yeah. So
The author or the writer or something, because it's third person.
third person, whichever you wish.
Like it's okay to write the writer.
Well, just
If you're talking about yourself,
Yeah.
you
Because
probably
you just said that because I have to choose the actor from the case study.
yes.
So how do I refer myself when I'm doing the?
Oh, you can use I there in the first person for that first paragraph, yes. Yeah. Or you can use the third person, the person to be, the role to be analysed is whatever you wish.
We can use any kind of evidence or reference in the introduction.
No, generally you don't need references or evidence in the introduction, because what you're simply doing is saying, this is what's coming in the assignment.
But
Yeah?
if in case that it was used, is it okay?
You probably won't need to. Yeah, is what I'm saying.
Okay.
Is that okay?
Yes.
Is everybody okay with introduction? Okay, so then we go on to, let's skip to the end and talk about a conclusion. How does that differ from the introduction? And I want to see a conclusion in everybody's assignment. You can call it conclusion if you like, but as long as there is something at the end that looks like a conclusion. What's going to go into the conclusion?
Summary of what you're talking about and what
Results.
It could be, what would be better than a summary?
An analysis.
No. In the conclusion, there should be nothing new.
Yeah.
Okay? You're not introducing any new analysis. What are you doing in a good conclusion?
your opinion.
No.
you're just wrapping up everything.
Yeah, exactly. So tell more what that means. I know you're going to say, I said that, but it's different, and we're going to look at why. Ali's going to hate you at the end of this. Well, I just said that.
I know,
There is a difference, and I'll point out what the difference is.
Wrapping up everything. Like, so what is the answer kind of that question on the conclusion? We have talked about this, and so what now?
Yeah.
We wrap up everything
Yeah.
answering that question.
So summary kind of condenses everything that you've said. That's an okay of a conclusion. It's not the worst, it's not the best, okay? A good conclusion will draw out the main highlights for the reader, the key points that you want to make. Do you see the difference?
Yeah.
So key points is the main highlight. So in conclusion, we can say that this, let's say you did take whatever her name was, Tracy Byrne, has demonstrated mainly a transactional approach to leadership. And I have argued at times that she also demonstrated whatever. So you're pulling out the key points from your assignment, which
Did
is
you say
different.
I could argue or?
Yes, you can.
Okay.
Yes, you can. Yes.
So we have two parts, 1 and 2.
Yes.
So for both of them, there will be one introduction and one conclusion.
Good.
In between is the answer of that question for part
No. Okay, let me just be clear. We're still talking about part 1. Part 1 has an introduction, the main body, and a conclusion. Then you'll finish. Part 1 is done. Then you start part 2. Part 2 will have an introduction, a main body, and a conclusion, because it's a separate question.
Hi, sorry, but my point is the introduction and the conclusion is for part 1. And part 2 will have another...
Is separate.
What I meant to say that between the introduction and the conclusion for part 1, you will answer the question of part 1. This is what I meant
Okay.
to answer.
Yes, then you're absolutely
Make it
correct.
clear?
So
Then
is that?
it's clear, huh?
So I don't want the two questions running into one. You finish part 1, then you go on to part 2. It's a separate question. Is that okay? So part 2 has to. You start again. Introduction, main body, conclusion.
Part 2 of part A, right?
Part 2, section A. Is that okay? Then you finish. Then you put your references.
So mainly the assignment is 3 questions.
The assignment is 3 questions in total, you're right, with equal marks for the whole thing. Now, I think at this stage it will be most beneficial, rather than continuing to answer questions about the structure and how you go about it, if we actually practice on another case study, because I think this will illustrate and demonstrate a lot of what we've been talking about. That okay with everybody? And then if you want to come back to this actual assignment at the end, we can do so. Now, what I'm going to do